YouTube, what is going on? Crowder here, and I am bringing you guys a brand new video. Today's video, as you can tell from the title above, we're talking Los Angeles CDL teams. We're talking the Guerrillas, we're talking LA Thieves, and we're going to be talking about their rosters because one of them is actually official. The official roster of the Los Angeles Guerrillas this year is now going to be Gunless, Slasher, Huke, and Asim. And now, in my opinion, this team is going to be really, really good. And of course, we're going to be talking about the LA Thieves, but this is not official. This is all a rumor, but people are, going back and forth saying it's final. I don't really know if it's final. I'm not saying in this video it is final, but I'm just going to be talking about their roster as if they did go through with this, kind of just what I think. If it'll be good, if it'll be bad. Just some things just about the roster. Obviously, it's a little bit harder to judge when it's not official and announced and all that. But I would still like to hear your guys' comments below about the Guerrillas and especially the Thieves too. So we'll get into it here shortly. But yeah, let's start with the Thieves. So LA Thieves rumored roster is going to be Octane, Kenny, Drazah, and Envoy. Now, that is rumored. That is not official. I know I have to state that again just to make sure you guys know I'm not talking about this team as if I know they're official. I haven't been a part of ROSTERMANIA, to be honest, at all. I don't know anything that's going on behind the scenes, but I'm seeing the tweets and I'm seeing the rumored rosters, and this one actually interests me a lot, so I figured I'd like to talk about it. And then obviously you guys like to leave comments below. We have some discussions in the comments just about what you guys think of the whole CDL vibe and these teams, making these teams, and just everything about them. So here we are, Los Angeles Thieves. I'm going to give you my opinion. My opinion of this team is actually that I think they're going to be really good. I've seen some comments just on Twitter and some of the stuff on Reddit about people saying like it's kind of a similar team to their old one, and like why would they be much better than last year? But honestly, I think them not performing as well as they did last year also wouldn't happen again if they ran it back. I just think last year was just a tough start for them, and then once that tough start happened, I think the chemistry of that team just kind of started to fall apart. And once the chemistry of a team starts to fall apart, no matter how good or how much talent you have, it's definitely never going to click. And then if it doesn't click, then you make changes, and then you make changes, and you make more changes. And then eventually it just doesn't really work out. So personally, I think last year just kind of sucked for them off the start. They didn't have the start that they wanted. I think the first stage, they started 4-1 in like that first stage. They were doing well. They fell short in the playoffs. And I think right after that is where things got a little dicey for them. Obviously, I don't know anything about their inner camp. I don't talk to them like that. I don't know anything about their practice. This could be all complete, utter bullshit. And maybe that has nothing to do with it. But I just feel like from the outside looking in, when this team was playing last year, once they had that mishap in that stage 1 playoffs, if I'm remembering correctly, that's kind of where things got a little bit weird for them. And after that, things kind of trended downhill. Then they went a little bit up and then down. They had that roller coaster ride for the rest of the year. So the reason why I think this new roster of Octane, Kenny, Drazah, and Envoy will be a little bit better, and it's going to be looking really good. And also just in general, I think it will do a little bit better than they did last year, which isn't really that hard because they probably underperformed, you would probably say, right? So I think this team has a really, really good balance of they're going to be able to go through some of the low points together pretty well. And I'm not saying they're going to have low points. Every team has low points. My team has had low points. No matter who you are in a competitive atmosphere, you're going to have low points, you're going to have high points. And I think the thing that makes you like, the best competitor that you can be is how you define yourself through those low moments, right? Like if you're at the low with your team and you see your teammates to the left and right of you and you have your coaching staff and all that, like really supporting you, and you try and figure it out, that's like what really makes a Call of Duty team, like, go through an entire CDL season and, come out on top and make sure that, they're playing really well. Not always just winning, but just making sure you're getting those good placings and obviously, having a chance to fight for the title. And the reason why I think this is, I think Octane is going to have a completely different mindset that he had on Seattle, and I think that's going to be really, really important. I've also coached Kenny and Octane together, and when they're together, they have a lot of good vibes and scrims. They have a lot of fun, even though when I was coaching 100 Thieves, we had some low points with that team too, where we weren't really winning scrims. But those two specifically were probably always the guys, joking around, having some fun, keeping the vibes up in scrims. And I think that's really important. So I think those two are going to work really well together. Octane's probably one of the most talented ARs that you can get in this scene. Kenny played really good as an AR/flex. I think they're going to be a really, really good duo. And then on top of that, I think Envoy brings something to that team that I think they've been missing for the last 2 years. Envoy is just a player that is really explosive, but he also makes a lot of the right plays. There's a lot of SMGs out there that can really run around, go crazy, get cracked out, and, get those easy kills and or hard kills actually. But sometimes they make those plays that they go a little bit too rogue and it's just not the right thing to do, and it kind of costs the team sometimes. Envoy is like the exact opposite of that, and he's such a rare talent in the CDL in my opinion because he's really, really good at being explosive, getting those important kills, winning those important gunfights. But he's also the guy that's usually on rotation, usually making those sneaky plays, and usually just doing what the team doesn't want to do in order to win. So I think them having Envoy paired up with Drazah is going to be a really, really good team as well. So overall, I think that this team has a lot of talent. I think the biggest thing that will change from last year to this is when they do go through lows, because every team does, so has Atlanta FaZe and everyone else in the league. They're going to be able to get out of it a little bit easier, and I think that's probably the most important thing. So I'm really stoked to see how this LA Thieves team actually does, and of course, it's not all official yet. If this isn't an official roster and they come out with a whole different roster and, you know, blow everyone's mind, then with that being said, we'll talk about a different roster. But right now, with the rumored roster, if it does come true, personally, I think it's going to be a great one. I think if you're a Los Angeles Thieves fan, you're in for a good year. You know, they're going to be doing a lot better than they did last year. I think the spirits will be higher. I think just overall, this change will help them out a lot, and I think this will be good to start the year with. So I would love to hear what you guys think of the Los Angeles Thieves rumor of their roster. And, you know, what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to be better, worse? Do you think it's not going to work? Do you think this player won't work for this player? Whatever it is, comment down below and like the video, and I'll get back to you guys in the comments below when I'm streaming and all that in the beginning of my stream. And now we're going to move on to the Los Angeles Guerrillas. So yeah, the Los Angeles Guerrillas. Obviously, they have not started the CDL in a very, very dominant fashion whatsoever. I think their last 2 seasons, they were lower or close to the last seed. I don't really know. I just don't think they ever really found the talent and teamwork and just anything to click and, you know, really take it to the next level when they were competing against most of the top teams consistently. They've obviously had their moments where they've played well, but then they obviously had a really, really low floor. Never really worked out for them. And now I think them making these moves as an organization is actually insane. I think this new roster is set up for success. I think they have a really, really high skill ceiling. Of course, at the same time, I think if their chemistry doesn't really work out, that would be the scary part with this team, if I was just being honest. But honestly, I don't think that should really be that much of an issue, and I'm going to tell you why. I think Asim is one of the most positive human beings you will ever meet. He's one of my really good friends, but honestly, every time I've ever gone through a tough time or anything, he's one of the most positive people. He gives off the best energy ever, and he's really good at, you know, just managing personalities in that sense and keeping everyone's spirits up. And then on top of that, you have Slasher and Gunless. I think they didn't really get along the last time they teamed. I don't remember if that's even true, but it doesn't matter. They won a bunch of championships together. I think that beef is way behind them now, even if there was beef. I don't really know. I'm kind of just speaking out loud with that one. But those two together are incredible. Gunless is one of the best players in the world. I think people have forgot about that. I think people have really, really underestimated how good he is and how smart of a Call of Duty player he is. I think any team he joins, especially after how much he's, you know, gone through as a player and as just a person, I think is going to be insane. I worked with him a little bit at the end of the year, just kind of talking to him about COD, just seeing where, like, how he thinks about COD and where his mind's at. I think he's one of the smartest players in the scene. I think he's one of the best players in the scene. And I think him on this team alongside Slasher, when Slasher gets on LAN, he plays really, really good. I think they're going to have a really, really good system of Call of Duty. And then, of course, you have Huke, who is, of course, one of the most talented SMGs that you can get in the CDL. And I think alongside Asim, I think Asim will bring him a lot of positive energy and bring the best out of Huke, in my opinion. So I think this team is set up for success. I think this is going to be the best Guerrillas roster you've seen yet. Obviously, they haven't performed very well, so that's not saying much. But at the same time, I think this is a huge step forward for that organization. I think they're going to do incredible, and I'm really, really excited to see how this team plays. I would love to see what you guys think. I'm just going to go ahead and think that you guys all agree with me on this one. I'd be very surprised if there's people that don't really think this team's going to be good, but let me hear it in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is a huge step forward for the Guerrillas. I think they made the right moves. I think this team's going to be incredible, and this is actually official. This is not a rumor like the LA Thieves one, so this team is the real deal. They have a lot, you know, ready to go for them. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of teamwork. I think this team is going to be great. So, again, let me know what you guys think about the Los Angeles Guerrillas in the comments below as well. Smash the like button on this video if you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing this for as many teams as I can, especially when things start getting more official. I will be giving you my insight, my opinions, and a bunch of other stuff. And then on top of that, I don't go too in-depth in these videos, but I do answer a lot of questions in the comments in the beginning of my stream. So if you guys want to have a discussion about the CDL, type it in the comments below. I'll try and get to you. And if I don't get to you in the comments below for some reason, I'm always live at twitch.tv/Crowder. Hop in, ask the question. We'll talk about it. I promise, man. I love talking to you guys about all this kind of stuff. So if you liked the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're pushing 60,000 subscribers, and we have so much content coming to you guys. I appreciate every single last one of you. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and as always, it's been your boy Crowder. I'll see you next video.